In early May of this year, I took a trip, during Kentucky Derby time no less, up to Niagara Falls to celebrate my buddy Brian's birthday with his wife Jess. Our first stop was Goat Island, a part of the national park on the New York side where the full force of the rushing river is on display. We picked a great weekend. It was slightly chilly, and the summertime crowds weren't there yet, so it felt like we had the whole place to ourselves. We rented scooters for the weekend from some nice guys at Sightsee Rentals, and this proved to be one of the smartest decisions we made. On Goat Island, there's a gorgeous bronze statue of Nikola Tesla. Tesla, with the backing of Westinghouse, developed his designs for delivering alternating current electricity.
Transformed the planet in 1896, and it started right here in Niagara Falls, New York. He transformed the planet, it says.
The hydroelectric plant they built on the upper Niagara transmitted the first use of alternating current electricity from the falls all the way to Buffalo. Scattered around the park are signs describing significant pieces of history regarding the falls, like this one referencing the first peoples to settle around the area. The Neutral Confederacy, comprised of the Eastern Woodlands people, then the Haudenosaunee, which were comprised of the Seneca and Iroquois groups, among others. But white Christians were quick to recognize a holy river when they saw one. To preach the gospel of this rock overlooking this beautiful fall. Yeah, look at that. Whoa. What in the actual? Look at that. That's my ride for the weekend. Ain't she a beaut? What we quickly noticed on our scootering travels around town was the sad state of disrepair of historical buildings, like this Hotel Niagara, boarded up and fenced off. What exactly is going on here? Does tourism not bring enough cash to keep these places open? Is no one actually imagining the possibilities? Some updated uses were seen, and there were snippets of beauty and local charm witnessed everywhere, if a bit ramshackle and worn. The neighborhood we were staying in had great architecture. Half of it was abandoned or boarded up. Our Airbnb was a sweet little spot, even though we heard several unexplained noises within. Like I distinctly heard the sound of a music box playing from another room that we weren't in, scurrying through the walls, a knock from the closet door, and Jessie heard the doorbell ring when we were distinctly told not to use the front door.
Day 2, ding, 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 ding. We've had such an excellent time already. Little tiny falls down here. Little fall of water. We are way the heck up there too, right?
The next day was our first foray to the Canadian side. The U.S. Border Patrol allowed us to walk our scooters over Rainbow Bridge, much to the consternation of the Canadian side.
Oh yeah, we'll watch all of that. Yeah. That's the Beetlejuice area. Whoa!
We took a ride up the Skylon Tower for a bird's eye view of the surrounding area. Well worth the $17 American admission.
And then maybe check out this Beetlejuice Land and the Botanical Gardens here. This is where you want to go. So we're going to do this, go that way, do the front room views, and then venture our way over here. And it's only 12:46.
Yeah.
It doesn't get dark until 8.
Right.
That's kind of like my cutoff. Where are we going to be at 8?
And then we went back down to street level for a view of the Maid of the Mist tour boat.
I thought we were going to see a rainbow yesterday, and we did not. Oh my lord, it's a misty.
And then we were off to Clifton Hill, aka Beetlejuice Land, for some kitschy funhouse antics with some of Brian's Canadian friends.
24.90
unsuspecting victims. Do not turn around, for there is no turning back.
On our way home for the night, we stopped at an arcade and at the Seneca Niagara Casino, where we didn't win any big money, but we did start to suspect that it may be part of the reason why the New York side is rather economically depressed.
Why is this town so depressed with all this beauty, natural beauty everywhere? I wonder, man. I don't know.
On our third day, we visited the Devil's Hole State Park with awesome trails alongside the Niagara River Gorge.
Going back that way.
Oh yeah. And there's that ginormous power plant down there.
Yeah. Feel the power. We're going to have a whirlpool.
We'll have to look at that on one of our maps. We'll be able to figure it out because we'll see the arrow car. So
Maybe whirlpool area?
yeah. There was one called the Devil's Hole though, for sure. And that might be that right there. Do you have anything to declare?
And then as a cold front started to move in, we made our way back to Rainbow Bridge for our final trip to the Canadian side. On the day of return, I took the bus back to Buffalo while Brian and Jesse opted for more exploration by bicycle of Goat Island. I wanted to check out some Frank Lloyd Wright houses in Buffalo. Wright built 2 houses in the Parkside neighborhood, which borders the zoo and Delaware Park.
You're awesome. You're a cute little baby. Sorry I ran up on you and scared y'all.
Parkside reminds me a lot of Louisville, and it should, because the park was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted, who designed the Cherokee, Iroquois, and Shawnee parks right here at home. The first Wright house I came upon is an occupied home called the Davidson House that was built in 1908. It's got that great prairie-style feel. The second house is an official Frank Lloyd Wright preservation site known as the Martin House, built between 1903 and 1905 for a prominent Buffalo entrepreneur. The house is a gorgeous example of Wright's prairie house style. While all the inside tours were sold out for the day, I still got to wander around the exterior. Stunning sculptures figure prominently in Wright's homes and gardens. Like this one, which is a replica of the Nike of Samothrace, or the Winged Victory of Samothrace. Or this one, which I cannot find any reference to on any of the Frank Lloyd Wright websites, which leads me to think it was added later. An inscription on the side reads 1916, and since the house was built in 1905, I'm thinking maybe it was added later by the Martin family. I was really stoked to be able to see this house as my last hurrah in the Niagara area. I do wonder if Frank Lloyd Wright, like me, had a thing for waterfalls, confluences of rivers, and even mounds and effigy sites. And after digging a little deeper, I found that just 30 minutes north of the Martin house, in a town called Lewiston, New York, there is an ancient mound called the Lewiston Mound, attributed to the Hopewell people, the same people who were thought to have built the mounds in the Ohio River Valley. And also I found that within 30 minutes to 2 hours of each one of these yellow stars, which indicate a Frank Lloyd Wright house, lies some ancient mound, effigy, or earthwork.